So with Ellie, I feel like I've been blessed to be able to stay home with her. So I've been trying to teach her as much as I can. So we actually are just starting a more, well, I'm trying to do more recently throughout the day because I don't take her to kinder care or to daycare or anything like that at home. I'm trying to homeschool her as much as I can. And I did, there's a lot of like worksheets that I downloaded that have like shapes and things like that. And I pretty much put some different like curriculums together for her age and things. Just so she can try to learn like shapes. She can try to learn things that she would normally learn like in like Head Start or preschool. I used to be a nanny, so I have a lot of like activities that I do for them or with them. And but the only thing is that I feel like lately I haven't had like that energy to like put a lot of like energy on her education. But I am trying more this last couple of months. I've been like trying a little bit more to like focus more on her education because I feel like it's really important, and she is such a sponge. It amazes me like how quickly she's learned, and she's a COVID baby, so I feel like they're just made different. Pretty much when she started like even babbling, like I'm like, use your words, what do you want? And she'll like babble whatever it is. And I can, a lot of the times I can make it out. Essentially, I started for all of them, I started like at 3 months, I started reading to them, like nursery rhymes or reading to them. They're like really like perceptive. They can really like, they really enjoy it. And you can tell on their face like lights up. And like I do a lot of animation with my hands when I'm reading or like when I'm doing like nursery rhymes, like, the five little ducks and like things like that. I try not to have her have a lot of TV time, and if it is, try to find educational videos. Like you can start as early as 3 months, but I mean at any time really, just talking to them and like reading to them. I have the Chica Chica Boom Boom book, and I feel like I've always pointed at the letters, and like I always tell her like A till B, B till C, and things like that. But books that have like very minimal, and I actually bought a set like as soon as I knew that I was having her. I bought a set of books that have um like your first 100 words. I go through those, and like they're like flashcards. And even if I don't have like books or anything, I sometimes just download apps on my phone, or like I'll Google a picture on my phone, and I'll be like, look, this is an elephant. The elephant goes like this and like that or whatever. And then she tries to also say what it is. And I really don't like her watching Coco Melon because it's like way too active, hyperactive. So if I do let her watch it, I put it on a slow speed, and she kind of not liked it as much anymore. So because I always slow it down, like I always slow it down a lot because you can change the settings and the speed. I know we dress her as a boy, but we kind of dress her as boy and girl. I don't know, I just whatever's comfortable really, and we like that kind of clothing. So sometimes I try to put a bow on it just so that people can know that she's a girl. My son, he's born he's premature, so I'm here visiting. I actually sing to him a lot, and I feel like in August, which is when he kind of will officially be 3 months, because right now he is 2 months old, but I feel like it doesn't count because he was born premature. So in August, I think it's when I'm gonna start signing to him, because sign language is what we started with Ellie, and she did sign. She still does. Jessie says thank you. She says water. She says more. She says like all done. She says all those things, and she started doing those like before she was a year old. She would sign. But I think every kid is different, and I think as long as you're trying. But they do pick up, they're like such a sponge, they pick up really quick. So if you want to like practice, I feel like there's with like flashcards and books, and I take her to the library and do story time, like and she really loves to read. I feel like that was one of the things that was like important for me, so I would always like get her to sit down. I would tell her like, sit down and I'll read you a book. And like now whenever we say like, oh, let's sit down, like she automatically goes because she knows it's something like fun that's gonna happen, or we're gonna do a fun activity. And you know what's crazy? What's crazy is that so about 10 years ago I started a YouTube channel, but I had so many ideas, and one of the ideas that I really wanted to do was like read kids' books. Like, I don't know why, but whenever I read books to my kids, my 10-year-old, she always laughs, and my 2-year-old, she's like hooked. And sometimes when I like watch people read books, I'm like, get more animated, people, like, and not too much either, but I sometimes would try to go look for like YouTube videos where I could have my kids like sit and watch, like people reading books and things, and where I would feel like comfortable, where kind of like what Miss Rachel does. That's kind of what I wanted to do, but I wanted to read books and I wanted to teach them like educational. And I was like, man, I should have taken advantage of that. Like 10 years ago, I would have done that. I would have been like one of the Miss Rachel Dora. I would have been a Dora. Like, hola, mi nombre es Dora. Although I'm not a Dora. But and sometimes I still struggle with like finding a channel that my kids will be interested in and that it's educational. And so that's why I kind of put some stuff together for them, because I'm like, I don't want them hooked to like cartoons all the time. And so I've been trying to find like good videos for her to watch. But I think if people ask, I probably can do, because I have a lot of material, I probably can do some videos and maybe have like my daughters in them, like listening, or like, do videos where we're learning the things that we learn. Um, but yeah, I honestly like, I think because of the nanny background that I had, and I stopped being a nanny once I had once I had Bella, which now she just turned 9. Um, but I feel like those skills, I still have them and I still wanted to use them. One thing that I'm thinking is maybe I can create like I can create some worksheets and like recommend certain books and things that I feel like that are great. And we actually, for a year now, we've been working on a kids book. Well, I've been working on one book, and then I have like a series of books that I've been working on. But the thing is that, okay, I like to draw, and but for the books, I know I shouldn't strive for perfection, but I really either want my daughter to draw them, or I want to draw them, but when I draw them, I feel like I'm so hard on myself that these books are never going to come out. But I feel like I've been working on kids books um, for the since last year. I started like well, I had some stories like from 3 years ago that I've been also using, but last year I finished one book. I just need to do the art, and I feel like that's the part that it's like setting me back, because I'll start it and I'm like, oh, it's not good enough, and I want the kids to like it, but I also I want the parents to like it, like something that I would like, I guess.